If EG or TK don't make it, D-Maze 7, if EG or TK don't make it, how do they get into season 4? They're going to have to qualify. So it's me from Twitter on the DMs. They're going to have to qualify if they don't make it. So just like the top 8 teams, the teams that get into this playoff automatically are in season 4. Actually, they're calling it season 1 of Advanced Warfare. So they're in season 1 of Advanced Warfare, and the first season event is MLG Columbus that was announced this morning, which is going to be Thanksgiving weekend. Everybody's freaking out about. So they'll have to actually play in that event and finish in the top 4 and not be qualified. So the top 4 teams, it doesn't matter if it takes all the way down to 12. The 4 teams, the first 4 teams that are not currently in the playoffs will get to be the other 4. Everybody thinks they should expand to 16, including myself, but will be the other 4 teams that go to the league season 1. So EG and TK definitely still have a chance. There is no reason why they should not finish in the top 12 at a LAN event. I would be shocked at MLG Columbus. However, it's a brand new game, so that is kind of scary because if they suck out of the gate at Advanced Warfare, they're screwed, and they only have 3 weeks or so to practice. So, let me look at what else. It's me from Twitter, but then just put them in the chat. I'll answer your questions from the chat. I can look at Twitter if you want. Do you think Optic will win Nashville? I don't know what that has to do with the MLG COD League, but they have a chance. I don't think they're going to be the victors, but they definitely have a chance. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Thanks, goalie. So I'll watch for you guys. So the situation, basically, until I get some questions that's shaping up, is that if Noble wins both of their matches today, they play against Justice Pro, which they should easily win that. But then they also play against Most Wanted. If they win both of those matches, they're in, period. They get the 8th spot. There is only 1 spot remaining, and Noble, EG, and TK are the only 3 teams that have a chance at getting it. Curse, unfortunately, was knocked out yesterday. And the funny thing is, people didn't notice this, but if Denial loses the rest of their matches, they're only going to qualify by 2 maps, not matches, maps over Curse, because they'll have the exact same record. The head-to-head is 2-2, and they're literally going to qualify by 2 single maps because it's impossible for Denial to lose 14 maps. They can only lose 12. So I thought that was kind of crazy. All right, so Kingdom, do you think if EG don't qualify, will they get into the next season because it's a new game? I do. I think they're going to be one of the best teams on Advanced Warfare if they stick together. It's too bad that they lost Karma because I think he's going to be he's been one of the best players on the last 2 games. I think it's going to be no exception. He'll easily be a top 5, top 4 player on Advanced Warfare. So they kind of lost out. I want EG to lose. I can't stand Aches. He's annoying. All right. Well, I'm sorry that he can't make it. When can new rosters be formed without league restrictions? The league is over as of the playoffs. So all these teams that don't make it, they could trade. Technically, EG can do whatever they want, but they can only do it with teams that are not currently in the league. It's really strange. So, and this is what I think. You'd have to ask John Nelson on Twitter maybe, but from what I know, the teams that don't make it can trade whoever they want immediately. Like Curse, they can do roster changes. If EG doesn't make it, TK doesn't make it, it would be really bad if both of those teams don't make it, but Noble holds the keys to unlock that door, so to speak. If Noble loses, or if Noble wins 1 only, TK has the head-to-head over them, and TK will be in until EG, if EG wins both of their matches tomorrow, TK's out. So TK still is just crossing their fingers, hoping Noble loses and EG loses. What would you say to Noble, EG, or TK to hype them up to win their matches? $75,000 prize pool. Every team gets money. No team gets less than $3,000 to go to this event in Columbus. You get to be one of the first teams to play in the brand new Columbus arena. In my opinion, I would go. That would be all I'd have to say is money. $30,000 or whatever it is for first place. Who do you think is going to win the first AW LAN I'll get back to that question. How stupid will the roster change be if EG doesn't make it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, it depends on if EG actually opens up a spot and drops and says we want to pick some people up. If they open up the floodgates to that, well then it's gonna be it'll be interesting. I think you could see an optic change. I think there's a lot of teams that you could see make changes if EG throws some people out there. If Karma Flood goes back on the market from FaZe because they kill each other on LAN when they play, you never know. So do you think Karma will go to Optic Nation? I don't. I don't think Karma will go to Optic Nation. I think Karma could end up on Optic Gaming. Just to be honest, I don't think there's an A team, B team anymore in the Optic house because they're both winning teams, period. And I think Nation is about to finish above Optic Gaming in the league. So depending on how Optic does today, I believe, but, I think he ends up on Optic Gaming. I don't know who leaves. I'll say that much. Or I don't know who on Optic Gaming goes down to, and see, I don't even want to say down, over to Optic Nation, but I think Karma ends up on Optic Gaming. Who would you drop on ON? That's why I don't think he's going to ON. I don't think ON would drop anybody. I think they're a great team. So I see people saying Ricky. Who do you want to make season 3 playoffs out of the teams that are remaining? I kind of want to see TK make it, but I also want to see EG make it and be the last seed and be themselves and just win and then break up. But then also, if EG doesn't make it, I think their team will make some roster changes, and that could be good for just kind of mixing things up before AW comes out. You follow me on Twitter. Awesome. EG won't make it. Sorry, too bad. Yikes. I'm having a great day, Karaya. If Optic were to make a change, who would go? Optic Gaming. Nade, when Hex was on my show a couple weeks ago, he said that Nadeshot was willing to leave to keep Scump in Optic Gaming, in that organization. But Hex and Big Timer were unwilling to lose Nade because of that loyalty that he showed in that moment. So I think Nade would be willing, if Karma was going to come to their team, I think Nade would be willing to step aside. Because can you imagine Karma, Clayster, Proofy, and Scump? Ew. I mean, that's just disgusting. Krim doesn't seem happy. Krim is not happy. I think Krim might leave. Krim is not happy because his team is not grinding like he thinks they should be grinding. They're not taking everything as seriously as he thinks they should. But Ake said he would accept full responsibility if they don't qualify, which is very possible. Do you think the league will make more teams create team houses? No. Krim is, yeah. What the heck? Why don't you follow me? It's okay, Joe. Sorry, I don't follow you on Twitter. I don't even know what your Twitter handle is. I want James to say hi. James is not here. And Goalie says you're a detriment. Do you think Aches and Teep have lost their drive? No. And I think this Crimsix stuff is actually making their chemistry tighter. I honestly believe that Teep would have left and the duo would split, but Crimsix stepping up and going against the two of them, it was kind of always like Crim and Teep were together and Aches was his own dude, but now Teep is frustrated with how Crim is attacking the team and him and Aches are like the duo again, and so they might stay together just because of that. Yeah, Joe. Let me know. I got like a few more minutes, so let me know if you guys have any more questions regarding the COD League. I'm going to answer whatever you guys put in here, though. If EG doesn't make it, Krim will leave. Possible. Nadeshot retiring is a possibility now the prize pool has been revealed for Season 1. Possible. Nate will be fine whatever he does. Whoever said Krim to OG for Clay is stupid. Krim on OG would not work out. All right, so while you guys are figuring out your questions, before I get offline, the best scenario I would love to see, like if I had my way, the best scenario would be that Noble doesn't win both their games tonight. So they give TK and EG an opportunity to make it. And it comes down to tomorrow where EG beats Rise and then they go up against Justice Pro and Justice Pro decides who is going to make it into the playoffs, either EG or TK. And TK is going to be the biggest Justice Pro fanboys in those moments. I mean, Big Snacks is his team will get a lot of attention. And Imagine if they pulled off that upset. If they beat EG and TK made it into the league season 3 playoffs and EG was eliminated because they lost to a team that is currently 7-33 in the league. They're like 19 or 16 games behind everybody. I think you're right. Justice will obviously lose, but there's always the chance. Aches has not lost his drive, actually. Oh gosh. Do you think that you are gonna be a caster in Advanced Warfare? I've talked about trying it. Um, I'm not good at, unless I play a game a lot, I'm not good at like following what's happening and the callouts and all that. Black Ops 2, I was great with that game. I could have tried casting in that game. I would cast for fun, like scuff showdowns, on the MLG .tv if they let me back on there. Nope, no low blows meant by that. But I think that I could try it. I mean, I might give it a try and just see what happens. I am not playing. Well, actually, I might play Xbox later on stream because my wife has to go to like rehearsal, so I might. From out of the teams that qualified, which team would you swap? Ooh, which team would I swap for EG of the teams that already qualified? If I had to pull, that's hard. Gosh. Well, it can't be Denial. I want to say Rise, but they've earned it. They've earned their spot. Rise has earned the position that they're in. And so eliminating them just doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound fair. So, but that's kind of who I would want to swap them with. If EG wouldn't have substituted a lot and, the roster change made an impact and all this kind of craziness, they probably would be in a different position. They should be where Rise is at. They should be second in this league. And people that are saying connection, yeah, there's more team houses and things like that. But EG was the most dominant team in season 1 and 2. They made it look easy, and so I think. What'd you say? Yes, true. FaZe was dominant in season 1, and EG was right behind them. So I think that EG just kind of, they fell off a little bit, but I would trade them, I guess, with Rise just because. But Rise, I don't know. That's hard to trade them for anybody. I don't want to say most wanted, but that would be the easiest swap. Ghost is literally the same now as it was. Yeah, except for the vector meta. Aches looks like McLuck. Oh my gosh. Kingdom, do you want EG to make it or not? LOL. Dead serious. Yeah, I want them to make it. I mean, they're too good of a team to not be in the playoffs and to not be guaranteed into season 1 with all the success they've had. It's just for them to not, if they're not in the next league, I mean, they can't stream anyway, but if they're not in the next league, it'll be kind of awkward. Rise has earned their spot by paying $500 a week for their internet. Yikes, Mammal. Oh man, thank you for calling me cool, Papa Dude. Kingdom, who do you want to see qualify? EG, man, you guys keep asking. EG, if I had my choice, I really, of course, want to see TK in there, but I think EG deserves it, and I think TK could easily play in at the next event. Is it possible that EG buys a place in the playoffs? Yes, I believe that is possible. Just like what happened with Noble, I think that can happen with EG. They could purchase it. To be honest, it's just not fair to have EG not in there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Do you feel like EG is still a winning team with Dito? I do. I don't feel like they're the same team. People kind of don't notice, but Karma has been on the 2 most dominant teams in Call of Duty for the last 2 games. Karma is a factor, period. He is the winningest player financially in Call of Duty history. He has won in 2 years probably about $250,000 or $60,000 playing a video game. So $250,000. So he's in good he's in a good spot. I would, and I agree with Hex. If he was up for grabs, you would at least have the conversation. This TK drop Sharp. Ooh, he's their captain. I don't think so. Something that I didn't think about that Mr. X said when he was on the show yesterday is that Sharp's internet is a big problem. Maybe TK has Sharp move. Maybe they pay for him. Maybe TK gets a house, you know. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think on land, TK will continue to perform well. EG makes it in second place. Do you think Krim would go to Halo? No. Does Pro Points reset after AW comes out? That is a great question. I do not believe so. If Halo returns, they reset completely. Okay, so according to Goalie, who you guys can't hear, he said they reset after every game, after the after the first event from every game. So that's actually interesting. Which team makes the first roster change if they don't make it, EG or TK? EG. Sorry for asking the same question. You're all good. Krim won't switch to Halo. Yeah, I said that. What teams do you think will make a change going into Advanced Warfare? Optic, one of the two Optic teams. I think the only team that legitimately probably will not make a change going into Advanced Warfare is Envious. I think those players are dedicated. No matter what anybody says, there was an opportunity for Formal to leave Envious and be a player for Evil Geniuses, and they would have been dominant. But he didn't. He stayed loyal, and he said something about it on Twitter about being loyal, and I think he made the right decision, and that team's going to continue to play well. Unless JCap starts slipping, but he's playing great. So, I can't complain. Do you agree that Scump is better in slang? Oh, yikes. Is better in slang and Krim is better in S&D. They're almost exchangeable for each other. They're almost like, they're 1 and 2, depending on each event, they're like this. It's like, well. They're both, I think they're tied with, I believe it's Saints, and there's one other player, I don't remember who it is. Karma, for the top kill death ratios in the game. And the question is, who's going to end Ghosts with the highest kill death ratio between those 4 players? I mean, they're both great players. All right, I got 4 minutes, guys. If Optic Gaming has to drop someone for Karma, is it Clay or Proofy? Gosh. Positionally, it would be Proofy, but it depends on Advanced Warfare. I think Proofy is going to be good at Advanced Warfare. Clay's traditional, playing like Dido, kind of getting picks and things like that, and being a just dominant AR. I don't think rotations and everything are going to work the way everybody thinks they are on Hardpoint on Advanced Warfare, because you can jump in the air. You can boost dodge and boost slam and all these other things with your exo suit. I think it's going to be different. Do any pros go to Halo? Maybe Big T. I thought Tipsy was going to quit after Ghosts. I hope not. Do you think Cloud9? I have no idea. Can I play with you later if you're playing Xbox? Let me see. I'm trying to get questions because I only have 3 minutes. Who is the best, Formal, Krim, or Scump? Oh, gosh. Oh, that's rough. Going on championships, Krim. If I want to give the Kobe Bryant answer, I would say Krim 6. If I want to give like the LeBron who has the brightest future answer, I would say Formal. Most consistent over the longevity of Call of Duty in general, I would say Scump. So that's your answer. I don't really have one. That's really hard. On any given day, any of those 3 players can be the best on the sticks. Formal has been the best at an event. Scump has been the best in an event, and Krim has been the best at an event this year. They've all done that. Who will the best player be in AW? I feel like one of those 3, to be honest with you guys. Their slaying power, I think, is going to go. I was watching a commentary by T-Mart today because he talked about competitive Call of Duty and the first event and the ranked playlist, like league play, and how that's going to work. And the way he was playing, I was just watching the game, and I was like, Formal is someone who will be really good at this. Krim is someone who will be really good at this game, and I think that those players are just going to go bananas. And because it's really the players that can anticipate the best are going to do the best when it comes to Advanced Warfare. I think Host is not going to be as much of a factor as it was in Ghost. And whoa, that was cool. Goalie just dragged something across the screen. Wow. All right. So I got 2 minutes. Clayster was top 5 Black Ops 2 player. So if Hardpoint is the same, it's not going to be the same in my opinion. Best future playing AW besides Karma, those other guys I just named, Formal, Scump, Proof. Proof and Scump are a duo, and Clay and Nade argue because they're similar people. Either Clay gets dropped or Nade retires. Wow. Yeah, I know, Goalie. Did you even what? Oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Do you think Enable will go back to Halo? Probably. I don't think he's going to see the success in Call of Duty that he would see in Halo. So probably, I would say Nade, and if he wants to maintain that Red Bull sponsorship, he better roll out. Will Nade ever own a percentage of Optic? I would not be surprised if he already doesn't own a percentage of Optic. That's just what I'm just going to throw that out there. I would be surprised if he doesn't. We just don't know about it. Are there dedicated servers in Advanced Warfare? I do not know. Do you think Apathy will leave? Ooh. FaZe potentially could just go in all different directions, and Censor could be the last person left. There is definitely a possibility if they get the right approach. Because if EG breaks up and hits up Apathy or Parasite, I mean, who knows? These players could go anywhere. So maybe Apathy could end up on Optic. Who knows? Robot. Okay, I'm not looking. Will Nate ever? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Do you think that because Ghost didn't have hardpoint, Clayster wasn't as effective? No, in the beginning of Ghost, Clayster was really good. And even when Clayster left Complexity after winning an event or two, and going over to TK, they got second, and so Clayster was good. And he won, X Games. So Clayster's won multiple, like 3 or 4 events on this game. I don't think he's bad. I just think the meta changing to the Vector screwed him over. He just isn't useful as much anymore with, an AR. Do you know? I do not know the competitive playlist. Okay, I'm looking for one last question. I want Haggy to leave FaZe. If Clayster leaves Optic, where does he go? That's a great question. He can go to any of these teams. FaZe, EG, if Aches is gone. I don't know. He can go anywhere. I think he would play with Teep again. Do you think Killa will be one of the best hardpoint players? I think Killa will continue to be one of the best players on Call of Duty and one of the most underrated. Killa grinds games. If you watch him and Fizzerp on streams and the stuff they find, and they actually I don't see other pro players doing that on stream. I know they do it at the beginning of every game. One of the things Clayster does personally, I know because he made a video about it, is he will get some of his real life buddies to join him in a private lobby, and they will kill each other and find the spawns and see the spawn rotations and how to block the spawns and things like that. That's Clayster's job. Clayster is a spawn holder and a spawn blocker. And when the meta changed to the Vector, where it was just run and gun and you could shoot somebody across the map with an SMG, it kind of put Clayster in a weird place. They still won X Games and things like that, but now, and they can still, they're still a top 3, top 4 team. I mean, let me not talk badly about Optic like Clayster's horrible. Clayster's a great player, and I just don't know if Advanced Warfare will lend to his playstyle. All right, guys, so I got to roll. I actually have to get to work. I know this was a short stream. Thank you for the 60 or so of you that came in. I'll put this up on my YouTube channel if you guys missed some of it. I just wanted to answer questions about the MLG COD League. You guys didn't really ask very many, but to recap again, the scenario for this evening, for tonight, is that if Noble wins both of their matches, EG and TK are done. It doesn't matter what EG does tomorrow. They're done if Noble wins both their matches. If Noble loses even one, they're down the head-to-head to TK and EG. So TK will still have a chance depending on what EG does tomorrow. Right now, EG and TK have the same amount of losses in the loss column. If EG loses one match, if they lose to Rise tomorrow, it's over. They're done. So there's 7 spots already confirmed. Denial was officially confirmed by MLG today. They should have been yesterday. Most Wanted was confirmed last night when I think Curse lost or something like that. And so if you guys have any more questions, just throw them in the comments of this YouTube video that I'm going to put up, or throw them in here and I'll try to answer them. You guys have a great day. This is your boy, King of Soldier. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you, Goalie, for making this overlay in 5 minutes. Peace.